Ladies and gentlemen, do I have a good one for you today? Why talk politics when we can talk about aliens? John Ratcliff, Director of National Security under President Trump, went on Fox News for an interview in which he divulged some interesting facts. For example, UFOs have been observed breaking the sound barrier without a sonic boom. We apparently have no idea how that's even possible. An American Airlines pilot observed a cylindrical metallic object flying over him. He reported to the control towers. They were perplexed. Now, the case has been assigned to the FBI. Ladies, gentlemen, get your hats ready. Let's get into it. Let's begin. A former intelligence official says an upcoming government report will detail difficult to explain UFO sightings. Oh, very interesting. Let's read. No, I'm kidding. We're not reading. We're watching. Gotcha.
John, you have seen in your role the most intelligence that anybody has seen other than the president as the director of national intelligence. And I've been wanting to ask you this.
Who else is disappointed in President Trump for not declassifying anything actually interesting about UFOs? I was really hoping he would do it.
Next question for a while. I want to ask you about UFOs, unidentified flying objects. The Pentagon is going to come out with a report by
She put her glasses on. You know she means business. Okay.
June 1st. And in the $2.3 trillion omnibus appropriations legislation passed in January, it includes the Intelligence Authorization Act, money for the Pentagon to continue investigating UFOs. John, we're going to get this report June 1st. Can you tell us, have unidentified
I can't wait for that report. They probably won't be honest in it.
flying objects been seen?
Well, sure. We have lots of reports about what we call unidentified aerial phenomenon. And this actually is a program that's been in place for a few years in terms of a task force that has been there under the National Defense Authorization Act. But as you correctly point out, Maria, there's now a report that will be issued by the Pentagon, by the Secretary of Defense, and the Director of National Intelligence. I actually wanted to get this information out and declassify it before I left office.
Sure.
But we weren't able to get it down into an unclassified format that we could talk about quickly enough. But frankly, there are a lot more sightings than have been made public. Some of those have been declassified. When we talk about sightings, we're talking about objects that have been seen by Navy or Air Force pilots or have been picked up by satellite imagery that, frankly, engage in actions that are difficult to explain, that movements that are hard to replicate.
Okay, we're getting somewhere now.
That we don't have the technology for, or traveling at speeds that exceed the sound barrier without a sonic boom. So, in short, things that we are observing that are difficult to explain. And so, there's actually quite a few of those, and I think that information is being gathered and will be put out in a way that the American people can see. We always, when we see these things, Maria, we always look for a plausible explanation. Weather can cause disturbances, visual disturbances. Sometimes we wonder whether or not our adversaries have technologies that are a little bit further down the road.
For my wonderful viewers, as few as there are, comment down below. What do you think? What are you more afraid of? Aliens or the Chinese or the Russians or whoever you deem our enemy having technology that we have no idea how it works? I think I prefer aliens.
Than we thought or that we realized. But there are instances where we don't have good explanations for some of the things that we've seen. And, when that information becomes declassified, I'll be able to talk a little bit more about that.
Can you tell us where it was seen?
Actually, all over the world. There have been sightings all over the world. And when we talk about sightings, the other thing I will tell you is it's not just a pilot or just a satellite or some intelligence collection. Usually we have multiple sensors that are picking up these things. And so, again, some of this are just...
Look at her face. She can't control her smile.
They're unexplained phenomenon. There's actually quite a few more than have been made public. So I think it'll be healthy for as much of this information to get out there as possible so that the American people can see some of the things that we've been dealing with.
Okay, well, that that is pretty extraordinary. We so appreciate that you're talking to us about.
Wow. Okay. Well, how about we check out American Airlines, huh? American Airlines pilot reports long cylindrical object zoom by while flying over New Mexico. Okay.
So, an American Airlines pilot saw something mysterious recently during a flight from Cincinnati to Phoenix.
All right.
This was just on
Show
Sunday.
us the tapes.
A scanner picked up the pilot's radio call. Listen.
Have any targets up here? We just had something go right over the top of us that, I hate to say this, looked like a long cylindrical object that almost looked like a cruise vessel type of thing moving really fast that went right over the top of us.
Now, American Airlines has confirmed that radio transmission. Pilots in this country are not known to see things. You know, they see pretty well.
Now, if you've seen my videos before, you know I'm not going to fake news you. If you're new here, hey, thanks for watching. Subscribe. Now, I'm going to remove my hat, and I got to tell you this part of the story. The event happened only 400 miles away from the Army White Sands Missile Range in southern New Mexico. This missile range is part of the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency known as DARPA. Now, I've told you that. I'm going to put my hat back on, and I'm going to keep reading. The Missile Defense Agency and U.S. Strategic Command didn't conduct any tests from the missile range Sunday. So it wasn't one of those. So, my dear viewers, I have some questions for you. First, would you prefer aliens to come down with their superior technology, or would you prefer the technology observed actually belongs to our enemies, which are the Chinese? Second question, do you have one of these bad boys? Check that out. Made it myself. My mom always told me I was a very talented young man. Guess she was right. And last question, what do you think about what John Ratcliff said? What do you think about the report coming before June 1st? Will it be interesting, or will it be just barely declassified bullcrap? Comment your opinions down below. Like, subscribe. Thank you for watching. See you next time.